Tonight, new details on what may have set off that decorated war vet to go on a deadly rampage. Workers gunned down at a veterans medical facility. What happened 2 weeks ago that possibly made this military man turn on those who try to help him? Plus, breaking news out of Washington. The Trump administration ready to get rid of bump stocks. That device, critics say, converts assault rifles into machine guns. A move that now puts the president at odds with the NRA. New winter slam, snow, rain, and a third possible nor'easter in less than 2 weeks. Tens of millions in the threat zone. With so many still without power, Sam Champion standing by. Also breaking tonight, the deadly police standoff. An armed suspect accused of shooting 2 police officers, killing one of them, barricading himself inside an apartment complex for more than 15 hours. The late-breaking development just in. And cliffhanger. We'll take you inside the extreme rescue to save a paraglider trapped with nowhere to go but down.
From ABC News, this is ABC World News Tonight.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday. I'm Tom Llamas. As we come on the air tonight, the new details coming in about the deadly shooting rampage at a Northern California facility dedicated to helping veterans who are suffering with post-traumatic stress. We've learned the identity of the decorated soldier who took workers there hostage. You can see the tactical teams moving in there at the height of the showdown. Investigators tonight saying Albert Wong killed 3 of those workers he held at gunpoint before apparently turning the weapon on himself. What we're learning now about his connection to that program and what investigators say he was just asked to do in the last 2 weeks. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez on the scene tonight, starting us off.
Tonight, investigators in California trying to piece together what led a decorated Army veteran who served a year in Afghanistan to return to the facility where he was treated for PTSD and open fire.
I and members of the Pathway Home family and the Yountville family lost 3 beautiful people yesterday.
The victims identified as psychologists Dr. Jennifer Golick and Dr. Jennifer Gonzalez, along with the executive director of the nonprofit Pathway Home, Dr. Christine Lober, seen here in a group photo with the gunman, 36-year-old Albert Wong.
We also lost one of our heroes who clearly had demons that resulted in the terrible tragedy that we all experienced here.
A relative of one of the victims telling ABC News Wong was asked to withdraw from the Veterans Program 2 weeks ago because he, quote, wasn't fitting in. Wong then returning to this building at the country's largest veterans home around 10:20 Friday morning armed with a rifle, exchanging gunfire with a sheriff's deputy, then barging into an employee's going away party.
So there was cake and, a little bit of a celebration, and then this man walked in with a gun. My wife and 3 other women were able to leave.
But these 3 women forced to stay in that room. SWAT teams closing in, the hours ticking by. Hostage negotiators trying unsuccessfully to contact Wong until finally around 6 p.m. officers storming in, finding Wong and all 3 hostages dead.
You can't put it into words. It hurts our community. The families have been just shaken to the core.
It's all so sad. Marcy Gonzalez joins us live now from that veterans medical facility where the shooting took place. And Marcy, you spoke with relatives of some of the victims and you're learning more about them tonight?
Yeah, that's right, Tom. Dr. Golick's family tells us she was a devoted wife and mother. And there are reports tonight that one of the other victims was 7 months pregnant. Tom.
Such a sad and senseless tragedy there in Northern California. All right, Marcy. Next to President Trump taking action on guns. His Department of Justice formally submitting a new regulation today to ban bump stocks, those modifications that can amp up a gun's firing capability. Police say gunman Stephen Paddock used bump stocks in the Las Vegas shooting last fall that left 58 people dead, injuring more than 800. Today's move by the Trump administration certain to set off strong responses in the gun control debate. ABC's Mary Bruce at the White House tonight.
Tonight, the Trump administration is going it alone, taking their first step on gun control. The Department of Justice proposing to ban bump stocks, those devices that turn legal weapons into machine guns, like those used to kill 58 people in the Las Vegas massacre. President Trump has made clear he wants them gone.
Don't worry about bump stock. We're getting rid of it. I'll do that myself.
But the move puts him at odds with the powerful NRA.
The NRA doesn't back any ban. The NRA has asked the ATF to do its job and make sure that these classifications are consistent.
On Friday, the Florida governor banned them anyway, breaking with the NRA to sign stricter gun limits into law, even though bump stocks weren't used in the Parkland school shooting. The governor thanking those students.
You made your voices heard. You didn't let up. And you fought until there was change.
The Florida law also raises the minimum age for all gun purchases from 18 to 21, prompting the NRA just hours later to file a lawsuit. They say the purchase age restriction is an affront to the Second Amendment that totally eviscerates the right of law-abiding adults between the ages of 18 and 21 to keep and bear arms.
And Mary joins us now live from the White House. Mary, this move by the Trump administration faces a number of legal hurdles, and Democrats are already saying they should have taken a different approach.
Tom, lawmakers and experts seem to agree any attempt by this administration to ban bump stocks is almost certain to be challenged in court. And tonight, the top Democrat leading this charge on the Hill, Senator Dianne Feinstein, says if Republicans truly want to get these devices off the streets, they should back legislation to do so. Tom.
Mary Bruce for us at the White House tonight. Mary, thank you. Next to the Russia investigation and the former Trump aide who made headlines saying he wouldn't talk to special counsel Robert Mueller's team. Now he's emerging from 6 hours of testimony before a Washington grand jury. What Sam Nunberg is revealing tonight about that courtroom encounter. Here's ABC's Tara Palmieri with that interview.
Former Trump campaign advisor Sam Nunberg tonight under the glaring spotlight of the Russia investigation, testifying for 6 hours in front of the grand jury.
I'm going to be the first one in history to flat out say, I'm not going.
This after making headlines with a media meltdown. On Monday, he said on countless cable shows that he would refuse to testify, some questioning his state of mind.
Talking to you, I have smelled alcohol on your breath.
Well, I have not had a drink.
Nunberg eventually testified. Right after, he sat down with us.
Do you think it's a witch hunt?
No, I don't think it's a witch hunt. There's a lot there, and that's a sad truth. I don't believe it leads to the president. I think it leads possibly to people in the campaign.
Nunberg worked for Trump from 2011 to 2015. He was fired from the campaign for posting racist comments on Facebook. He was later sued by Trump for breaking a non-disclosure agreement, and the lawsuit was settled.
I've never worked with anybody that was unethical there. I just never have, okay?
Special counsel Robert Mueller's team questioned Nunberg as part of the investigation on whether the Trump campaign colluded with the Russians to win the 2016 election.
Did you know of any contacts between the president and Russians, and do you think that shaped his foreign policy?
I think Vladimir Putin, if you look at it objectively, is really taking advantage of the president.
While Nunberg doesn't think Trump colluded during the campaign, he is worried about Trump's firing of former FBI Director James Comey, and if investigators will find out that it was done to obstruct the Russia investigation.
I'm very worried about a lot of people that are being investigated.
Who are you the most worried about?
I'm the most worried about the president because he's the president of the United States.
All right, Tara now joins us from Washington. Tara, sources say Sam Nunberg will have to testify again, and he's told you he thinks Mueller's team has their sights set on some high-level Trump advisors?
That's right, Tom. We're hearing that Sam Nunberg may be back as many as 5 times. Based on the prosecutor's questioning, he thinks that they're targeting Roger Stone. He's a longtime political advisor of President Trump. It may be a strategy to pressure Stone to give up information on President Trump. Tom?
Tara Palmieri for us tonight. Tara, thanks so much. And a programming note, tomorrow on This Week, a very big show. ABC's John Carl goes one-on-one with White House Principal Deputy Press Secretary Rod Shah. Let's turn now to the weather. What's shaping up to be possibly the third nor'easter in under 2 weeks. This is tens of thousands are still in the dark, like here in Massachusetts, where crews continue to repair down power lines and clean up debris following the first 2 nor'easter jolts, and now bracing for a possible third. Sam Champion joining us now with the very latest. And Sam, are we going to get hit again?
Tom, everything you just said is why there's so much buzz about this storm. So let's just get to the boards and we'll show you exactly what we know. We'll tell everyone what we're thinking about with this. So on Sunday, we first say that we'll start to see our low form in the southeast. It's a very wet and soaking day on Sunday. For the northeast, it's a dry day on Sunday. Sunday. Now you're looking Monday at 7 a.m. We find a coastal low forming off the coast of the Carolinas, and we're really confident in this time period right here that that's about where the low forms. That means there will be some snow going from Tennessee all the way into eastern Kentucky and also in the mountains of Virginia. Now, when you see Monday at 7 p.m., this is the area of time we don't know anything about this storm yet. The models are not in agreement. Some models pull it too far out in the Atlantic for us to get wind or snow, and some models are shifting it now a little bit closer to the west. That would mean, as you said, our third nor'easter delivering plowable snow in many locations right along the coastline. By tomorrow at this time, we'll have this storm locked in.
All right, we'll find out. Sam, thanks so much. Next to that deadly standoff dragging on overnight east of Los Angeles, an armed suspect locked in a tense showdown with police after a traffic accident. That suspect accused of shooting down 2 police officers, killing one, and then barricading himself inside an apartment building for more than 15 hours. ABC's Eva Pilgrim picks up the story.
Tonight, a 15-hour standoff over. 1 police officer killed, another seriously hurt. Police leading the suspect in his underwear out of the apartment where he had been barricaded inside. Late last night, officers pulling 30-year-old Gregory Casillas from the building, frantically performing CPR, trying to revive him.
Open my bag.
Sadly, by daybreak, police lining the streets to pay their respects to the fallen officer, as others sent in heavy machinery. The perimeter of the apartment complex still surrounded. This all started when police tried to pull over a truck for reckless driving Friday night in Pomona. The truck didn't stop, instead took police on a chase before crashing near this apartment complex. Police say the man took off, locking himself inside an apartment. The building evacuated.
As he barricaded himself in a bedroom, officers attempted to contact him, and he began firing through the door, striking 2 officers.
About 75 officers from area agencies rushed to the scene, forced to wait to move the wounded officers because of the gunfire. Police eventually able to pull the 2 out.
The other officer is in serious condition, undergoing surgery at this time. We expect him to be fine.
Tom, the deceased officer was sworn in this past September. He was just about to complete his field training. He leaves behind a wife and 2 small children. Tom?
So sad. Eva Pilgrim with those late-breaking developments. Eva, thank you. Turning overseas now to the quaint British city, now swarming with hazmat suits. The new surveillance images coming in tonight of a spy and his daughter apparently poisoned. ABC's Jennifer Eccleston with the latest.
Tonight, new surveillance video capturing the moments just before a Russian spy and his daughter collapsed, poisoned on the brink of death. Watch as this man and woman, believed to be Sergei Skripal and his daughter Yulia, walk casually in Salisbury, England last Sunday. Minutes later, police discovering the pair comatose on this nearby bench. British authorities say the poison, a very rare nerve toxin. Tonight, they're still fighting for their lives as more than 250 counterterrorism police widen the crime scene across this normally quiet city.
We want explanations.
Hazmat teams blocking off the graves of Skripal's wife and son, tents protecting potential evidence. Chemical warfare troops hunting for possible contamination. So far, more than 200 witnesses questioned.
This is a serious, substantial investigation.
Sergei Skripal was a former Russian spy turned double agent for the British, convicted in Russia and released to the UK in a spy swap. British government officials calling the attempted assassination outrageous.
Tom, investigators not naming suspects yet, but some lawmakers here already blaming Moscow, noting Russia has a history of using poisons against alleged traitors. Tom?
Jennifer Eccleston for us tonight. Jennifer, thank you. And still ahead on World News Tonight this Saturday, caught on camera, 2 gunmen armed with an AR-15 start shooting up a convenience store. Customers diving for safety. Tonight, the mistake these 2 suspects made that could lead police right to them. Plus, disturbing video, this elderly man, too weak to protect himself at the place he called home, but his family is fighting back for him, why they say he was targeted for abuse. And a real-life cliffhanger in California. The race to save a paraglider stuck hundreds of feet above ground. The all-hands rescue coming up. Stay with us.
This is ABC World News Tonight, brought to you by Allstate.
I'm your phone, stuck down here between your seat and your console, playing a little hide and seek. Cold? Warmer. Warmer. Boiling. Jackpot. And if you've got cut rate car insurance, you could be picking up these charges yourself. So get Allstate, where agents help keep you protected from mayhem. Like me.
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands?
After a deep